Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Growing with God. Today we're going to be looking into Matthew chapter 6 verses 5 and 6 and what Jesus Christ meant in this verse. So let's start by reciting this verse. This verse reads, "And when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites are. For they love to pray standing in the synagogues and in the corners of the streets, that they may be seen of men. Verily I say unto you, they have the reward. But thou, when thou prayest, enter into thy closet, and when thou hast shut thy door, pray to thy Father which is in secret. And thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly." So the hypocrites that Jesus Christ was mainly mentioning here were the Pharisees, scribes, and elders, who would usually like to make their relationship with God, a huge outward show. They would wear specific clothes, talk in a certain manner, and they would also like to pray outwardly so that those who would, pass by them would look and say, wow, that is one holy person. But the point is that there were generally people who cared more about their place in society and ensuring that they looked holier than everyone else. And we see this illustrated with the parable of a Pharisee who was praying in Luke chapter 18 verses 11 and 12. This verse reads, "God, I thank thee that I am not as other men are, extortioners, unjust, adulterers, or even as this publican. I fast twice in a week, I give tithes of all that I possess." So this was generally who the Pharisees were as people, as developing their inner qualities didn't really matter that much to them, but all they cared about was looking righteous to others, not actually being righteous. This is the idea that Jesus Christ was trying to get in Matthew chapter 23 verse 25, where it says, "Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye make clean the outside of the cup of the platter, but within they are full of extortion and excess." However, Jesus Christ is saying that we shouldn't copy this character. This is because spirituality isn't some kind of talent show or skill that we should be, showing to people, but it is about what we feel, and it's about using our faith in God to guide our steps. Prayer is no different from, for example, singing to God, as singing isn't done for fun or to show others how passionate we are about God, but instead is used as a method to connect with God and to remind ourselves of our obligations to Him. This is what King David was trying to address in Psalms chapter 47 verse 7, that we should sing praises with understanding. It's the same thing with charity, as charity shouldn't just be done as some kind of tool to gain followers on social media, but instead should be a show of love to our neighbor, as we are advised to love our neighbors as ourselves in Leviticus chapter 19 verse 18, and to demonstrate our gratitude to God for the great charity He has done for us. It is also important to note that prayer is also about building a relationship with God, not just to make requests to God. Therefore, praying in the presence of others and for the validation of others is not building a relationship with God, and is only really to raise one's reputation among a certain group of people. So, some people, like the Pharisees, actually succeed in using prayer to boost their reputation. However, what Jesus Christ is saying in Matthew chapter 6 verses 5 to 6 is that their boosted reputation in society is their reward, and God won't be interested in blessing them on top of that because, getting more validation in society is all they really care about. But if we actually want blessings from God, the person we are praying to, we need an actual relationship with God, and that requires quiet meditation and Bible study alone, like what Jesus Christ did in Matthew chapter 4 verse 1 of going to the wilderness. So the Bible isn't saying we actually must go to the wilderness or a desert or a mountain to talk to God, but the point is our relationship with God isn't only for the validation and the compliments of other people. But this is where I'll stop on breaking down Matthew chapter 6 verses 5 to 6, which reads, "And when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites are, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and in the corners of the streets, that they may be seen of men. Verily I say unto you, they have the reward. But thou, when thou prayest, enter into thy closet, and when thou hast shut thy door, pray to thy Father which is in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly." But if you enjoyed this video, I'll appreciate it greatly if you hit those like and subscribe buttons down below, and also to click that notification bell so you'll always know when new Growing with God videos come out. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one.